I'm ready.
3, 2, 1. We're at it. Casino Guitars live. One more time in your face. Hey, Johnny.
What's going on?
Not much. Had a good weekend.
It was a good weekend.
There lots of vomit involved. Not mine, but it was a good weekend. So we're getting into it right now. Red flags for guitar players.
Nope.
Things you need to run away, avoid, run for the hills. Because we've all been on dating apps. Well, not me, because I've been married.
I was going to say, I literally have never been on a dating app.
I've been on dating. Anyway, we're going to get into red flags. So click like, subscribe.
Hit the bell.
And here we go. Let's jump into it. Number 1. Johnny, you want to hit it? This was yours.
This is when you play with someone for like 5 minutes and then they're already like messaging you about the chemistry you had and how it's amazing, or it's just no.
It's the chemistry conversation on date 1. You got to be careful. You're dating here. Remember that. It's like, there might not be much sex involved, but you are.
I mean,
recording.
maybe you had some chemistry. There's no need to point it out. And it's just weird. Sometimes, yeah, I mean.
No, because there is, like, it's most pro level sort of players, not us. We're sort of like semi-amateurs. Yeah. But like pro level players, like, you just play well together.
Well, they pride themselves on like, hey, I could just sit down and play with anyone. Like, that's the point, right? And so when you're like, oh my God, it just shows maybe you've never played with okay musicians before.
I don't mind because it makes me feel like I'm a great player when somebody tells me like, yes, we do.
Well, it's the same as the dating app. It can become clingy. Okay. And no one likes that.
Number 2.
I
built my own guitar.
No.
That's we do that. Hey, I'm showing up. I got my own guitar.
Unless you're Brian May, then it's fine.
Who's never refretted his guitar.
That's a whole nother video.
I know. I just want to say
ridiculous.
That. Stay tuned for that. I think that's really because nor have I. But no, it can work out sometimes, but it's often like a thing like, I mean, this sort of spawned when we were thinking about dating stuff a little bit too, because I saw this one guy I think he was on TikTok talking about like, these are the girls we don't date. And it's like, and he explained why. I was like, oh my God, like that's like every girl I know sort of.
Well, all these things have sort of like exceptions or okay in like the right context. It's just, these all could be poor things. Like it's more so the guy who's like, I built my own guitar and it's better than any custom shop and it's better than blah, 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 and blah. You know what I mean? It's just that.
It might be, but just keep it to yourself. Number 3, you're super specific in your musical likes.
And like, that's it. You're unyielding.
I just like Norwegian children's music.
Yes.
That might be a thing.
Which we can understand.
Right. That's like something, one of our friends, Randy, I think he is big into Norwegian children's music.
It's its own thing.
It's on James Malone, who works here, is into Christian kids music. Yeah. Which is strange in its own right. But,
kid bops.
Randy's a friend. Randy's a friend of ours from Arkansas. He's a scuba diver. He's an underwater welder, I guess, is his job. But
which just seems dangerous.
Randy C is what we call him. But he has a great wife, so we tolerate him. Anyway, so be more broad in your likes of music. And you don't have to like wear it on your sleeve like, I just like Behemoth. I just like Justin Bieber. That'd be weird if you were going to a band. But just...
Well, it's funny with that one because some of the best bands I've ever been in, or guys I've jammed with, had very, like, the drummer's a metal drummer and so-and-so plays neo soul or whatever. But when everybody's open and those things come together, sometimes it's horrible. Sometimes it's cool. You never know. But just be open.
Number 4, this one's similar to number 1. This is one that you and Sean were sort of talking about. It's like when they're overly flattering to your playing abilities, like upon, even when you're really substandard players like any of us. Yeah. Like people are like just outrageously complimentary.
Oh my God.
Like, and you're in the same, you have to treat this as like you're hanging out with your friends. Yes. Like you're dating, right? It's like you're not dating your friends.
Maybe you are. Depends.
It's
depends on your friends.
Well, it's just like, think of a normal conversation. I'm not just walking around like, Johnny, like those pants look really good on your legs.
Oh my God. Like
the way this cuts your shoulders makes you look really manly.
Doesn't matter how true it is.
Like, nice jacket. I hope it keeps you warm.
Yes.
That's probably what I would say to Johnny. That's more of what guys do, I think.
Or nothing. You could say nothing. You could push your feelings down.
I have said nothing because it's a swag jacket. So I wouldn't have said anything anyway. I think you stole that from me because it was too big for me, probably.
That's true.
Jerk. Number 5, gear dropping.
No. It's a new term. I hope
we just made this up. This is the thing.
It's like name dropping.
Which is number 6, but let's go back to number 5.
But it's like saying, oh, I've got, I'm trying to pick which two rock I'm going to bring to jam today.
just bring in the gear you want to play with, have fun with it, enjoy it. that's pretty much it. You know,
Like, yeah, like it's cool to have nice gear. Like it's fine.
I have lots of nice
point it
gear.
out.
And fortunately, I don't pan the camera into where you can see it all. It's obnoxious. And like,
Be decent enough to feel bad about it.
that's me. I feel bad as I'm sitting upon my crown on my throne of jewels, laughing at the common folk down there. No, it's just let them know about your gear later if you need to. Just do the jam, have fun. It's this is initial meeting red flags. Again, we're dating. Now we got right into that number 6, name dropping. That is like, well, I've played with, Buddy Guy at his clinic that I paid money to be in, or which is usually the case if something happens, or just like, who cares? It doesn't matter if you play with like X, Y, and Z.
If you are good enough that you actually played with Buddy Guy, you won't need to say anything. But if you paid to go be like on a cruise with Buddy Guy or whatever.
It's funny because the band that we just had, it was a gosh, one blank. It was a Rod Stewart tribute band. They were really good. I just booked these things for this resort I work with. But the bass player, I did play with Buddy Guy because they were doing band introductions. Like I was probably the only person that gave a crap because it's all other people that are like whatever. But he was the bass player on Kingfish's records.
Well, see, but like
that's cool.
Band introduction is a different thing, right? Or like you're sitting around and you know each other and you're telling stories and it's just fun.
Like one time I passed out on Kingfish's bathroom floor, and that's a funny story.
But like, hello, nice to meet you. I played on Kingfisher. You know what I mean? Yeah, no,
that'd be weird.
That's strange. Don't do that.
Number 7 is this is a vital one and a very serious one, and I want you to take this to heart. You've just met, and one of the first things after me is like, things are going well, and they're like, by the way, my wife, you go.
My significant other, partner, wife, husband, blah, blah, whatever, also sings, plays tambourine, is a something. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what it is.
It's always a singer.
It's always a singer.
So now your wife / husband is now interjected in this perfect mix. Like, I didn't want a throuple. I wanted a duo between us right now, and now I have to be in this like arranged marriage of 3.
But again, we're talking about initial meetings. Like, it's cool if that just happens later that your wife is an amazing singer and it just kind of naturally comes about. Awesome. Fantastic.
Number 8. One of my favorites too, because this is a guitar shop thing we see happen a lot, or just like with people too, like collectors and people talking, and it only happens really rarely. But when it happens, it's always a red flag, or like a little bit of Ruby thing to do. What's your most expensive guitar? Like we hear that asked all the time. Like how much do you make? What's the most expensive piece of furniture you have in your house? Like how much do you pay for that couch? How much? It's just things you don't ask, right?
You don't ask.
I'm like, how tight are your pants? Yeah. Jonathan's are really tight because he's a man. But in general, it's a thing that you just leave to yourself. Let it go to the grave with you.
I had my wife pull the side stitches out, and I pull them a little tighter, and then we
I meant tight because like it's your man.
Well, there's that too.
That's what Jerry Seinfeld did on the side. Do you remember that? He could say, "No, I'm a size 30," and he would have his like pants size changed because he got bigger as he got older. So it still said 30, but like no one else could put his size 30s on. Johnny has to do it with his inseam because it's just special powers. It's like He-Man.
Yeah.
And they're selling He-Man.
Castle Grayskull.
No, they have like the cats and like stuff with like the sort of like velvety fur on it again.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's like because it's all built for us 40-year-olds.
They're all at my house.
It's so
Both cats.
funny. These
the
toys
evil one and the green one.
You pet it?
Yeah.
Has your daughter vomited on it yet?
Not yet, but it'll happen.
That cat is trash. I had 2 baby dolls. That's another story that were covered in vomit and they had hair and hair was all ripped out from like the years of abuse. This is my childhood. This explains a lot probably. Let's not talk about it. Their names are Girl Baby and Boy Baby as well. That's another story.
Just played with his dolls and played guitar.
Number 9. This happens to Johnny more than me because it's just the type of people he is. Your first meeting, you've had a great meeting, you think it's going well. By the way,
can I borrow a guitar? I don't have one. Or an amp, or a cable, or drums, or whatever.
Drums and guitars,
always.
And that's okay. It's like maybe you don't have one and you shred and you crush and we're gonna hook you up, but it is something you gotta like. It's kind of it's like the henna tattoo on the hand sometimes. It's a little.
The problem is this usually happens after like
certain single ladies I know.
other previous numbers. like after the name dropping or after all the other junk, and it's like, oh yeah, no, I don't have any gear. Okay,
If any of these happen in sequence, you need to run for the hills.
Absolutely.
If it's just one or two, it's fine. But if it happens in this sequence we've described to you right now, you have to go away.
I'm okay with that. It's more like it builds. It pops
Now,
up.
some of these are going. Now, number 10 is probably the most. We save it best for last because this is the immediate red flag for a guitar player. If you meet one that has this condition, you run away.
They're obviously not good.
Not good. If they have a job, they're not good for you.
Deal breaker.
You do not want a guitar player that has any responsibilities. A job, family, taxes, mortgage. You don't want that. You want a guy who's completely free to the wind. Free like a bird.
To let the muse come upon him. Or her. Whatever.
Because I was thinking Freebird, and then when you said Muse come on you, I was thinking like the band Muse just. And then I'm sorry, Bill Bellamy. I was thinking about you doing that on Jonathan right there. It really, that's not going to go away anytime soon.
That's not where I intended that to go.
With his little sound of, do you want more, Johnny? If you don't know who Muse is, check out. But he has a touchpad on the back of his guitar, and he's really attractive too.
It's true.
He's right.
I feel like the bass player works really hard.
He's the hardest working bass player in show business.
Crushes it.
I say.
It's amazing.
I remember I've seen them like 4 times live. He's like standing with his legs spread. He's a tall dude too. Because I think Bill's like normal height. I think that guy's like monstrous. He's like, he doesn't get to break the whole time. He's like,
no, it's just constant.
The drummer's getting to be cool and hit stuff. That's easy. Anybody can play drums. And then the guitar player's just getting like do cool show off and things and sing with his operatic voice.
Kind of amazing.
Then the bass player. The bass player from Muse.
I wish I knew his name. I'm sorry.
Dropping the mic for you. Hats off. You're the Rihanna of rock bands. You do it all. That's a good comparison, I think.
That would be a.
Have you seen the new Black Panther yet?
I have not.
Nor have I, but it looks awesome.
It does look pretty cool.
And if you're interested, we've talked about this, and if you're a true fan, if you've watched to the end of this video, we're going to do some movie reviews coming up soon.
They're like, it's your normal video. What's different?
Just bear with us. It's like a whole separate thing. Just if you like that, just let us know in the comments.
But I'm not going to watch any of the movies first.
You have to
give my opinions.
We're movie diehards.
No, I am.
You still haven't seen Dune yet, have you?
You know I haven't.
We watched it together. It was a date in my house, in my living room.
On this couch.
On the leather couch in the back. Yeah. 65 inches of pure joy. That's all I'll say. Thank you, Bill Bellamy, again for all of it you did on top of Jonathan. And we're gonna go now. Click like, subscribe one more time.
Hit the bell. Don't forget.
Thanks for joining us, Randy, out there in the universe. Good luck with the undersea welding. And your beautiful wife of, how long have they been married? 3 years?
Sure.
No, doesn't matter at this point. Okay, I'm leaving. Bye.